General Hospital spoilers update for Monday, May 19, reveals that Michael Corinthos' paternity secret will be at risk while Sonny Corinthos pushes Willow Corinthos to call a postponement. Now that Sonny is hoping for a path to peace, he'll urge Willow to stop the hearing, at least until Michael can heal enough to come back to Port Charles. Part of Willow may be tempted to go along with Sonny's idea, but Drew Kane's hold on her is awfully strong. It'll be tough for Willow to go against Drew now that he's advocating for his Michael is an absentee father strategy. Meanwhile, Carly Spencer may admit she's behind this custody mess and infuriate Nina Reeves in the process. Since Carly indeed wants custody of the kids while Michael's out of the picture, she'll enrage Nina and get slapped across the face as a result. Jocelyn Jax may catch the end of this argument and wonder what the heck is going on when she arrives. It won't be long until Carly opens up to Jocelyn and gets some support. Next, Sasha Gilmore Corbin will freak out when Rick Lansing calls her to testify. Jason Morgan will be brought in the loop as Sasha worries their fake baby daddy cover-up could be in jeopardy. Michael betrayed his marriage vows and got his ex-girlfriend pregnant, so it could be disastrous for his custody chances if that came out in court. That's something Sasha will definitely worry about, so she'll fill Jason in on her rising concerns. At Aurora, Curtis Ashford will stand by his accusation now that he's called Drew out for blackmailing Portia Robinson. Although Curtis doesn't have proof, he'll blast Drew anyway and may get him to admit it's true. Drew has no reason to back off when he's got the upper hand, so he'll be feeling large and in charge on Monday's GH episode. If Portia and Curtis don't go along with Drew's orders, he could make sure the doc's medical career gets blown to smithereens. At the Quartermaine mansion, Brooklyn Quartermaine will talk to Olivia Quartermaine, Ned Quartermaine, and Lois Cirillo, presumably about the whole Rocco Falconeri situation. Brooklyn may explain things to Olivia and hope she won't be as hard on Gio as Dante Falconeri's been. Lois may echo that idea as she tries to protect Gio from more pain. However, it looks like Gio will be offended over Brooklyn and Lois' efforts. Since Dante has been ranting about how Gio's been coddled, Gio will defend his ability to handle things himself. In the end, Brooklyn will worry she's made a bigger mess of things as she confides in Tracy Quartermaine later. At the Quartermaine stables, Lulu Spencer will speak with Cody Bell about her continued search for evidence. Since Lulu won't think Gio's mom, Camilla, was ever actually pregnant, she'll do whatever it takes to prove that news. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers for the next 2 weeks, May 19 to May 30, reveal that Willow Corinthos will face a big decision while Emma Scorpio Drake plots her revenge on Jocelyn Jax. Carly Spencer will also question Vaughn, so here's what GH fans can expect. During the week of May 19 to 23, Sonny Corinthos will push Willow to postpone the court date until Michael Corinthos is well enough. Willow will have a big decision to make, but she may not make the right one as far as Jocelyn is concerned. Jocelyn will cross paths with Willow at the nurses' ball and clash with her soon enough. After Nina Reeves slaps Carly for trying to take Willow's kids away, she'll have to settle down and turn her attention to some red carpet activities. Nina won't be happy about Drew Kane serving as her co-host, but she'll have to grin and bear it. Over with Portia Robinson, someone will reach out and offer to be a friend if she needs one. That could be Isaiah Gannon, since he overheard Portia talking about her marriage being in jeopardy. As for Curtis Ashford, he'll feud with Drew over the blackmail situation. However, Curtis will also have to decide if he can handle Portia lying to him yet again, since that's exactly what she's been doing. Speaking of lies, Lulu Spencer and Cody Bell will stay focused on their goal of exposing some. Of course, we're talking about the adoption drama surrounding Giovanni Gio Palmieri. since he's actually Brooke Lynn Quartermain and Dante Falconeri's son. All signs point to Dante and Brooke Lynn getting the shock of their lives through a Geo-related nurses' ball reveal. Will Lulu be the reason the secret comes out, or could Cuddy do something to set it in motion instead? There will be a major crisis for Lucy Coe to handle at the event, while Anna Devane carries out a sneaky plan. Will Anna's scheme involve plotting Jen Sidwell's downfall, or something less risky instead? Max Scorpio will eventually breathe a sigh of relief, so he may be glad when Anna avoids causing too much chaos. On another note, Carly will have some questions when she meets Vaughn for the first. It seems likely Carly will go into protective mom mode and wonder what exactly Vaughn's intentions are with her daughter. Carly may assume Vaughn is a possible new boyfriend, but she won't realize he's actually Jocelyn's handler and that he's helping her with a secret WSB mission. Alexis Davis and Christina Corinthos Davis storyline will also come with escalating drama. Thanks to some unfortunate twists, Christina may discover that Ova is holding her car sabotage secret over Alexis' head. Alexis is stuck embezzling Cassadine money and is putting a lot on the line for Christina's sake. Christina may find out just how much her mom knows if she gets updates on Ava and Rick Lansing's awful alliance. After all the nurses' ball performances wrap up, Carly will get an unexpected offer. Could Willow decide to reach out to Carly about a compromise after all? Regardless, Carly could easily reject the olive branch. If another fight breaks out, the custody hearing may move forward as planned. As for Jason Morgan, he'll get a phone call that's rather clandestine. There'll be a mystery involved, so could someone know who targeted Sonny at the penthouse and in Lay? The week of May 26 to 30 could bring Jason's chance to follow any trail that was left behind. This mystery caller could put Jason on the path to some shocking discoveries, depending on how it all goes down. If the custody feud moves full speed ahead, then Rick, Willow, and Drew will need to have more strategy sessions. The same goes for Carly and Diane Miller, since Carly may remain determined to yank the children into her care. There'll also be some fallout after the whole Geo mess, presumably. You can bet that Brooke Lynn is going to rip into Lois Cerullo for lying to her for 22 years about her son. Dante won't be happy about Brooke Lynn's deception either, so Lulu may unleash quite a mess. As for Geo, will he find out the truth as well? Will Geo reject his bio parents as he tries to wrap his head around this shocker? Finally, Emma will plot her revenge on Jocelyn for stealing the research assistant spot. Although Emma will try to prove Jocelyn sabotaged her, things may not go according to plan, especially if the WSB intervenes. In a chilling turn of events in General Hospital, Drew Kane's hidden demons come to light following the orchestrated murder of Brad Cooper, a move that ultimately awakens a far more formidable threat, Selena Wu. What began as a meticulously planned cover-up now spirals into a lethal power play where vengeance becomes the only currency. Behind Drew's composed facade lies a man consumed by betrayal and retribution. When Portia Robinson administered ketamine to him, sourced through Brad Cooper, Drew's brush with death ignited a quiet fury. Though Portia was granted a $1 million reprieve to escape consequences, Brad's involvement remained a liability Drew couldn't ignore. The solution? Eliminate the threat permanently. Brad, unaware that his escape route had been compromised, fled Port Charles with hopes of rebuilding a new life. But GPS data and Drew's precise dossier led an anonymous assassin directly to him. One shot ended Brad's dreams and his life, leaving his body in a blood-stained motel scene. The payoff was clean, the alibi rehearsed, and Drew's conscience seemingly cleared. But justice, as it turns out, would be demanded by someone far more unforgiving than the law. Selena Wu, Brad's powerful and feared aunt, quickly launched her own investigation after learning of his death. Disregarding official channels, she landed in Port Charles with military precision, retracing the crime scene with chilling composure. Each clue pointed to a professional hit, and her vow for vengeance solidified with every discovery. As Drew tried to rebuild his narrative through philanthropic gestures and carefully crafted media appearances, Selena's silent network unraveled his movements. Surveillance, financial forensics, and informant whispers pieced together the murder-for-hire operation. Drew's sense of security cracked when an anonymous message, simply stating "found," appeared on his car, signaling Selena's proximity. Drew's legal maneuvers intensified, including attempts to erase ties to the assassin. However, his unraveling was inevitable. When Selena personally confronted him, it marked the beginning. The courtroom soon bore witness to his confession, admitting to hiring a killer and fabricating financial records. His only hope of leniency was full cooperation, including testimony against the assassin and immunity for Portia. Selena, watching stoically from the courtroom gallery, held the true power. Though she gave no direct testimony, her silent influence shaped the prosecution's strategy. By orchestrating the arrest of the assassin's handler, Roman, she secured immunity without ever stepping into the legal spotlight as a suspect. In the aftermath, Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson wrestled with the fallout of their decisions. Haunted by guilt, they acknowledged their roles in the tragedy and the likelihood that Selena's wrath was far from over. Portia, paralyzed by fear, questioned her fate under Selena's looming presence. Selena Wu, however, remains unshaken. She may not have pulled the trigger, but her relentless pursuit of justice reshaped the power dynamics in Port Charles. Drew Kane's attempt to silence one enemy has resurrected a greater adversary, one who moves with precision, commands respect, and will not rest until every debt is paid in full. General Hospital spoilers hint that Giovanni Gio Palmieri may say 5 harsh words and break Brooklyn Quartermain's heart after the looming mother-son revelation. At this point, Brooklyn has realized she's living with a major void in her life. Although Brooklyn buried the adoption secret for years, she's finally feeling all the difficult emotions of giving up her child. Brooklyn desperately wants a chance to meet her son and get to know him, but that's already happened. Gio is Brooklyn's son, so she'll instantly love him even more once she learns the truth. However, Gio's spoilers suggest things are going to be far more complicated for Gio, who adored his now-deceased adoptive mother. Gio grew up thinking Camilla was his bio mom, so he's definitely not prepared for the shocker that's brewing. It's clear that Gio's entire world is going to come crashing down like never before. The memory of Camilla is all Gio has left, so it'll be hard when it feels like that's getting tarnished because of her lies. Gio's initial reaction toward Brooklyn may be one of rejection as a result. It doesn't help matters that there's been so much tension between Gio and Dante Falconeri lately. Gio's feelings about his bio parents are going to be a mess, so Brooklyn may not get the mother-son bond she's hoping for immediately. Instead, Gio may cling to his memories of Camilla and push Brooklyn away. That brings us to those 5 harsh words that Gio may say to Brooklyn after the big reveal. "I don't want another mom." Gio may argue that he already had a really great one and could perhaps end up blaming Lois Cerullo for pressuring Camilla to keep the secret. It'll be easier for Gio to hold Lois and even Gloria Cerullo responsible under the circumstances. Whatever the case, Gio may ultimately come to understand that none of this is Brooklyn's fault, since she thought the baby went through a legitimate adoption agency. That said, Gio may insist it's too weird for him, and that he doesn't need another mom following Camilla's demise. Brooklyn would never try to replace Camilla, but it may feel that way to Gio in the beginning. There's going to be plenty of angst to go around once Gio is revealed as Dante and Brooklyn's son. So stay tuned for updates on all the blowups and difficulties. Sasha's journey has been marked by immense personal loss and emotional turmoil. In rapid succession, she endured the tragic death of her newborn son, Liam, followed by the unexpected passing of her beloved husband, Brando. These devastating events left her emotionally shattered, triggering a long and difficult path toward healing. In the aftermath of her losses, Sasha sought solace in her growing connection with Cody. However, her hope for a fresh start was derailed by a shocking revelation. She and Cody are, in fact, cousins. This revelation not only disrupted her budding emotional recovery, but also forced her to reevaluate her future and her feelings. During her darkest moments, Sasha turned to alcohol as a means of escape. One fateful night, under the influence, she shared an intimate encounter with Michael, which resulted in a pregnancy. This development has been kept secret by a select few, who are determined to protect Michael's chances of gaining custody of his children from Willow. Sasha had previously disclosed that her due date was scheduled for July 23. However, concerns are growing that she may go into labor ahead of schedule. There is speculation that an accident, possibly a car crash or a fall, may have triggered early labor, raising the possibility of a June delivery. Compounding the urgency of the situation, Michael is currently undergoing medical treatment in Germany. As Sasha faces this critical and vulnerable time, questions loom about whether Michael will make it back in time to support her during childbirth. His presence could offer vital emotional support and potentially alter the course of this dramatic chapter in their lives. Lulu was desperate to find her daughter on General Hospital. Now that Charlotte is home, where is she? When Lulu miraculously came out of her coma, her daughter Charlotte was on the run with Valentin. Lulu made it her mission to find her and bring her home. Fresh out of a coma and a liver transplant, the mom was running around Port Charles, arguing with everyone, and even flying to Europe. There was nothing she wouldn't do to find her daughter. In the process, she constantly fought with a grieving Dante and even ignored her son Rocco. Finally, Charlotte is home, but sadly for her, Valentin is in prison. The poor girl must be going through a lot. She loves her papa dearly and probably misses him terribly. But where is she? Lulu moved into a new house so that Charlotte and Rocco can have a home, but her daughter hasn't been on screen once. Rocco is now front and center. He almost died from alcohol poisoning, but his sister never visited him in the hospital or welcomed him home. It seems like she disappeared. Charlotte is not the only child in Port Charles who has disappeared. Scout hasn't been seen in quite a while. Her mom died, and she is stuck with Drew as a dad. He is too busy with Willow and just being the jerk to be bothered with his daughter. Grandma Alexis moved Scout in with her for now, but she wasn't seen. The Quartermain mansion is big, so did Leo get lost in it? He hasn't even snuck into the kitchen for some of Sasha's cookies recently. Adults are missing too. Is anyone worried about TJ? He isn't even working at the hospital anymore. Was he so distraught over his breakup with Molly that Steve Burton, currently acting the role of Jason Morgan on General Hospital, seems to have a remarkable success rate with helping people to lose weight. This week, he took to social media and shared some before and after photos of people he'd helped. Read on to find out more. Steve became slimmer because of his various acting roles. While he did that, weight loss, fitness, and mindfulness turned into a passion. So, off-screen, he gives lots of tips about coping with the challenges that many GH fans face. On Friday, Steve Burton took to his Instagram stories and shared some photos of two women who he claimed lost weight by following his program. And he urged other people to start doing the same thing. It's a follow-up from a post that he shared on his profile page last week. In that post, the real Jason Morgan spoke about how much he loves to help people change the direction of their life, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. He shared about someone who struggled and took his program. It worked for them, and they sent him a message of thanks. So he felt really good about that because they'd struggled with their weight for over 30 years. Happily, he explained what he takes from that sort of success. Talking about his program, he said, You start to like yourself, and eventually you start to love yourself." He added, "And when you love yourself, anything's possible." Perhaps he should hook up in a crossover with Dr. Now from My 600 Ub Life. It was a shout out for his own side hustle, but ABC fans don't seem to mind that. After all, he's popular with daytime drama fans. Plus, they heard some positive feedback from those who worked with Steven in the past. When some people push a hustle on social media, they might get trolled for it. However, in the case of Burton, that seldom happens because people can see his passionate effort to help others. One of his followers said to the GH star, "Must feel so awesome to help so many people." Another one who seemed to have done the program wrote, "Thank you, Steve, down 48 ulbs and feeling better than I have in years." More testimonials followed, and a commenter said, "He does have a great program. You need to be ready to put yourself first though. There is so much positivity and support." Welcome back to the GH Spoilers channel. Today's episode brings us into the emotional epicenter of a courtroom clash that has left the Corinthos family shattered and viewers reeling. The high-stakes custody battle over young Y and Amelia has erupted into betrayal, heartbreak, and a moment that could permanently damage one of General Hospital's most iconic bonds: the relationship between Michael Corinthos and his mother, Carly. With Michael still recovering from severe burn injuries in Germany and unable to attend court initially, Carly took it upon herself to act on his behalf. Driven by a fierce maternal instinct and fear that Willow and Drew might gain custody in his absence, Carly moved behind the scenes to push the court to set an early ruling date before June 2nd. She never consulted Michael, nor did she inform Willow or even Nana. Carly acted alone, believing she was doing what was best for her son. At the start of the trial, Carly and legal counsel Diane Miller presented their case, emphasizing Michael's devotion as a father and framing Carly as a stabilizing presence while he was away. Willow and Drew sat silently, prepared for a battle of facts and emotions. But no one expected what happened next. Midway through the proceedings, the courtroom doors burst open. Michael Corinthos entered visibly weak, his face still bandaged, and his frame thinner from recovery. But his voice was clear and firm. "This court should not proceed without me." The room froze. Carly's face turned ghostly pale as Michael demanded a private meeting with his counsel. When he later addressed the judge, he confirmed he had not been informed of the trial date and had only learned of the hearing days earlier through a call from hospital staff. When asked if his family had notified him, Michael replied with chilling clarity, "No, my mother acted without my knowledge or consent." What followed wasn't a legal exchange, it was a personal explosion. Michael, enraged and betrayed, confronted Carly in open court. "You had no right to make decisions for me. I'm not a child anymore." Carly fought back emotionally, defending her actions as those of a desperate mother. But the confrontation spiraled out of control. In a moment of overwhelming emotion, Michael slapped Carly across the face. Gasps echoed through the courtroom. Carly, stunned and hurt, left without a word. Michael stood frozen, visibly shaken by what he had done. The judge called a recess, and Carly disappeared off the grid for hours. Michael, crushed by guilt, sat alone with his thoughts, haunted by a slap he could never take back. By evening, Carly returned home in silence. Jason joined her, and the two sat without speaking until Carly finally whispered, "He hit me, Jace. My son hit me." In the ever-evolving world of General Hospital, Nina Reeves finds herself at the epicenter of personal and legal chaos that threatens to dismantle every cornerstone of her life. Recent developments reveal that Nina may have made a life-altering mistake that could cost her not only her relationships but also her freedom. Nina's tenuous bond with her daughter, Willow Corinthos, is rapidly deteriorating. Although Willow had recently embraced Nina as her mother, hidden betrayals threaten to unravel their fragile connection. A secret affair between Nina and Drew Kane, occurring while Drew was getting close to Willow, looms over this already delicate relationship. When this truth surfaces, it's complicating matters further. Nina is rumored to be behind a scandal involving Drew, including orchestrating a drugging incident and framing him in a compromising situation with a mysterious woman named Justine. These allegations could be weaponized in Drew's custody battle, with devastating consequences for Willow's family. The repercussions of Nina's alleged actions extend beyond broken trust. If the authorities confirm her role in the drugging incident, she could face serious legal consequences, including potential prison time. Even if she avoids incarceration, her reputation in Port Charles will be irreparably damaged. She will likely face social isolation and overwhelming regret, with her name permanently linked to scandal. In the wake of her downfall, Nina may seek emotional refuge in an old flame, Rick Lansing. Although their history includes betrayal and manipulation, including Rick's affair with Nina's mother and schemes to control her fortune, the possibility of rekindling their relationship is emerging. Rick's current romance with Ava Jerome appears unstable, creating an opportunity for Nina to re-enter his life. However, such a move may trigger renewed conflict with Ava and further complicate Nina's already turbulent world. While a romance with Rick could offer temporary solace, it also poses risks. Nina has a history of self-sabotage, and trusting Rick again may open the door to more heartbreak. If their reunion is based on convenience rather than genuine affection, it could spiral into another emotional disaster. The potential fallout with Ava and public disapproval may shifting from fictional drama to real-life inspiration. Maurice Benard, who portrays Sonny Corinthos, offers a deeply personal look at his life in his memoir, Nothing General About It: How Love Saved Me On and Off General Hospital. The book, published in 2020, explores Benard's battles with anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorder, offering readers a transparent view of his mental health journey. The 256-page memoir delves into Benard's upbringing, marked by emotional suppression and a strained relationship with his father. He candidly shares the toll his mental health struggles took on his family, particularly his wife, Paula, whose unwavering support proved critical in his healing process. The narrative also highlights his journey through therapy, self-discovery, and eventual transformation into a vocal advocate for mental wellness. Benard's memoir isn't limited to his personal life. It also provides an insider's perspective on his acting career, including behind-the-scenes anecdotes from General Hospital. His transparent storytelling has earned praise from figures like Dr. Drew Pinsky and Mehmet Oz, with many readers describing the book as powerful, relatable, and emotionally stirring. As mental health awareness continues to grow, Benard's memoir remains highly relevant. It not only bridges the gap between celebrity and everyday struggles, but also serves as a valuable resource for anyone seeking hope, understanding, and resilience in the face of mental illness. The drama intensifies as Dante Falconeri confronts a terrifying moment involving his son, Rocco. After Rocco suffers alcohol poisoning at a college party, newcomer Gio unknowingly makes a critical error that could have cost the boy his life. The emotional aftermath of this event sets the stage for a deeper storyline exploring fatherhood, misjudgment, and redemption. In a high-stakes turn of events on General Hospital, Drew Cain's calculated revenge plan against Nina Reeves spiraled into unintended tragedy at Port Charles Nurse Ball. What was meant to be a public reckoning for Nina resulted instead in the accidental drugging of Willow Corinthos, Drew's own fiancée, triggering chaos and heartbreak in front of the city's elite. Following the exposure of a ketamine scandal that left Drew's reputation in tatters, he began investigating the source of his drugging. As forensic reports confirmed the presence of ketamine in his system, and Portia Robinson confessed to involvement under duress, Drew uncovered a trail that led to Nina. Her past betrayals, determined to make Nina pay, Drew devised a retaliatory scheme to mirror his own experience by drugging her with ketamine at the nurse ball. Under the guise of vitamin supplements, Drew secured the anesthetic and enlisted a Metro Court waiter, Jamal Lewis, to slip the substance into Nina's drink during her toast. Unbeknownst to Drew, the plan took a disastrous detour. In a twist of fate, Willow, thirsty and unaware, mistook Nina's glass for her own and ingested the drugged water. The effects were immediate and devastating. She collapsed during the gala, prompting mass panic and an emergency medical response. As paramedics rushed Willow to St. Veronica's hospital, Drew was consumed with guilt. He confessed to the attending physician that the drug was intended for someone else. Meanwhile, Portia confronted Drew. Medical staff confirmed that Willow was suffering from acute ketamine intoxication. Though stabilized, she remained in critical care for neurological monitoring. The incident rapidly circulated across social media, with speculation spreading about the cause. Some blamed Nina, while others feared an unknown saboteur. Realizing the gravity of his actions, Drew tried to contain the fallout. He met privately with Jamal in the hospital's garage, attempting to piece together how his carefully scripted plan had gone so wrong. Jamal admitted he thought the target was Nina, but never anticipated Willow would be affected. Now, Drew must face the consequences of a plan rooted in vengeance. With Willow's life disrupted and his credibility in jeopardy, the question remains, can he make amends, or has this act permanently shattered the trust? In a pivotal episode of General Hospital, the heated custody trial between Carly Corinthos and Willow Tate erupted into chaos when Michael Corinthos made a dramatic and unexpected courtroom appearance. His arrival not only altered the trajectory of the case, but also unraveled a series of secrets with far-reaching implications for everyone involved. The court proceedings surrounding custody of Wei and Amelia were already intense, with Willow, supported by Drew Cain and attorney Rick Lansing, challenging Carly for primary custody. Lansing aggressively portrayed Michael as an absent father, emphasizing his prolonged disappearance and lack of involvement in parenting responsibilities. The argument initially gained traction, casting doubt on Michael's fitness as a guardian. However, tensions skyrocketed when Michael entered the courtroom in a wheelchair, visibly injured and wrapped in bandages. Having undergone extensive treatment for severe burns in Germany, Michael's unexpected return to testify in person dismantled Rick's narrative in real time. The courtroom's perception shifted instantly from negligence to perseverance. Once sworn in, Michael presented verifiable documentation of his injuries and detailed his absence as a necessary medical retreat, not abandonment. But the proceedings took a darker turn when he revealed compelling evidence of a secret affair between Willow and Drew occurring during their marriage. The courtroom reacted with disbelief as Michael produced emails, texts, and surveillance footage supporting his claim. The bombshell not only discredited Willow's petition, but also reframed her entire argument for custody. Michael maintained that while he supported Willow's relationship with the children, her deceit made her unfit as the primary guardian. His plea was for custody to be. After a recess to deliberate, the judge ruled in favor of Michael and Carly, citing both medical records and the newly revealed affair. Willow's reaction was immediate and severe. She collapsed in open court, prompting a medical emergency. Paramedics transported her to General Hospital, where doctors attributed her condition to stress and dehydration. Carly and Michael, though emotionally exhausted, took a moment to reflect on the victory hard-won through suffering and persistence. As Port Charles buzzed with news of the trial, public sentiment shifted dramatically in Michael's favor. Parallel to the courtroom drama, another scandal emerged involving Drew Kane. A recent viral incident, featuring Drew in a compromising situation following a night of partying, was revealed to be the result of a calculated drugging. Investigations led Drew to Jacinda, a woman strategically placed in his life as part of a deliberate character assassination. Further digging implicated Dr. Portia Robinson, who was identified as a conspirator through information leaked by Brad Cooper. Though Portia's full motive remains unclear, her involvement adds a complex layer to the unfolding narrative. Behind the scenes, Nana Reeves emerged as the architect of the plot against Drew. Utilizing both Portia and Jacinda, Nina executed a plan designed to destroy Drew's credibility. Her motivations, possibly stemming from past betrayal or unresolved vendettas, suggest a deeply personal agenda. Her use of manipulation and misdirection to orchestrate Drew's public downfall represents one of the most calculated attacks in recent Port Charles history. The emotional repercussions of the scandal have placed immense strain on Drew and Willow's already fragile relationship. Despite staying close, their trust is fractured. Public scrutiny and private doubts now define their interactions, with rumors suggesting that Nina may have intentionally sought to sabotage their bond. Determined to expose those behind the betrayal, Drew has vowed to pursue justice at all costs. His focus now shifts toward unmasking the full extent of Nina's involvement. As the stakes rise, so does the tension, both personal and legal. With May sweeps on the horizon, fans can expect a dramatic escalation as Drew edges closer to the truth. What began as a straightforward custody dispute has become a sprawling drama of betrayal, resilience, and shifting loyalties. Michael's courtroom resurgence proved decisive, while Drew's personal crisis signals deeper conspiracies yet to be unraveled. As Port Charles reels from recent revelations, viewers brace for the fallout in what promises to be a game-changing chapter in General Hospital history. Steve Burton's announced to fans news that no one could have expected. Fans were shocked in recent General Hospital developments. The fallout from Lucky's misguided loyalty has triggered a series of devastating consequences for those closest to him, especially Liz. What began as a moral divergence spiraled into a complete rupture of trust and stability, as Lucky's decision to shield Christina from accountability set a dangerous precedent that Liz could no longer tolerate. Lucky, once seen by Liz as a moral pillar, has lost his grip on right and wrong. His past's sense of justice has been eroded, replaced by blind loyalty and warped judgment. In defending Christina, whose actions nearly cost Liz her life, he not only endangered Liz and their child, but also betrayed the core values that once defined him. Liz's decision to leave wasn't born out of lost love, but rather a deep realization that staying meant risking everything. Her survival instincts overrode sentiment. She could no longer support a man who chose self-destruction over integrity, nor expose her child to a world shaped by Lucky's dangerous compromises. Simultaneously, Ava Jerome launched a calculated retaliation campaign against Lucky for disrupting her extortion plan, targeting Alexis. Her vengeance escalated from psychological manipulation to physical intimidation, with Lucky enduring anonymous threats, vandalism, and public scrutiny. Behind Ava's schemes, Rick emerged as the true mastermind, manipulating everyone like chess pieces in a grander scheme that reached far beyond petty extortion. Spinelli's covert investigation nearly uncovered the disappearance signaled the involvement of a more powerful force, possibly Alexis herself, suggesting that maternal instinct had overridden her legal ethics. As she took steps to protect Christina, Alexis blurred the lines she once vowed never to cross, even reactivating her darker connections from the Cassadine era. Ava's operations began to unravel under the pressure of leaks and internal betrayals. Meanwhile, Lucky, psychologically broken and emotionally isolated, realized his missteps too late. Used as a pawn in a larger power play, his intentions were manipulated and his love weaponized. With his career and relationships in ruins, Lucky made a quiet exit from Port Charles, seeking redemption and healing far from the chaos. For Liz, this chapter closed with resolve. Despite enduring trauma, betrayal, and disillusionment, she emerged stronger, choosing clarity over refusing to be a victim of others' failures. She reclaimed her autonomy, protecting herself and her child from a world where justice had become selectively applied. It's the biggest day of the year for Lucy. There's more than just the drama of the nurses' ball this week on General Hospital. Here are 3 moments to watch out for in Port Charles. The biggest moment of the week will start off with a bang when Nina loses her cool, which translates to, she slaps Carly straight across the face, as teased by Monday's video preview. We won't know until Monday why Carly gets the slap, but odds are, Nana finds out that the custody hearing got underway because of her faux-turned partner in crime. Later, Carly is said to confide in Jocelyn, most likely with some ice to her face. At the same time that the nurses' ball comes to an end, on Friday, Jason will receive a mysterious phone call. This call could come from a plethora of people, everyone from Sidwell to Michael to the actual penthouse bomber. Whoever is on the other end of the line, they're sure to bring some drama into the week to follow. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.